Right, so Damo, just a bit more over this way if you can. There we go. Oh, there we go. Nice and cozy. There we go. John is backstage here at the Electric Ballroom, Progress Chapter 150. So a momentous show today. Of course, we knew it was going to be a really important milestone show for Progress. But I think I spoke to you briefly coming up the stairs. Just the crowd today in the Electric Ballroom was amazing. But I mean, when you're backstage, guys, and you hear the crowd pop for what's going on out the front there, what's going through your mind? I mean, Damo.
So there are times, yes, there's going to be matches where they're going to react to certain moves and certain sequences, just like we would, like if we were watching anything else or any sport, you get into it. But when you're telling a story like the main event has told, like Axel and I went down the stairs so we could watch the video, because we were like, we need to know the whole story before we go out there. And like, oh my God, like the two of us just looked at each other and went, we were in WWE, right? And this was as good as any production in WWE. Like, that was outrageous. It was they told the story in 5 minutes on that screen. So if they were new fans here, they immediately knew what was going on. And like, that was very, very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, absolutely. And like I say, the crowd was super hot. And for your matches as well, guys, you know, I think it was probably one of the hottest. Well, of course. You know, I'm here to big you up. I'm here to put you over.
Big Damo, big up, big Damo.
But you had a little bit of an appearance in the main event there. I think what's intriguing to me is you did a backstage promo earlier on in the night, and I said this when yourself and Bullet had a bit of a face-to-face at I think it was possibly unboxing at the back end of last year.
There can only be one.
There we go. So you got two big men in Progress Wrestling. I've interviewed Bullet recently. He says he's bigger than you and he's badder than you. What do you reckon when you get in there finally?
He's a liar. No, honestly, like, one of the cool things about wrestling is like the three-ring circus. That is the most important thing. Like, I love, Axel and I both have very similar beliefs in what we want wrestling to be as a whole, but at the same time, you have to be entertained at every aspect. There needs to be the clowns, there needs to be the strongmen, there needs to be the acrobats. And one of the things I love is now there's another big man here, there's another story that we can tell. Two big guys are going to smash the shit out of each other. Like, that's
House fight.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's what the industry needs as a whole is the variety. And I think that's one of the reasons why the likes of Progress, and there are other companies who are really trying to have that kind of variety, but like Progress are doing their very best to have the crazy story, have the really incredible young bastard wrestlers, 18-year-old bastards who are all really bastard and good, right? And then you've got the likes of us who can tell stories and everything else. So it's interesting, like the mix that they have, but that's the key, and that's how we're going to succeed, and that's how Progress is going to become the best company it can be, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You also mentioned the crazy in-ring stuff you see here at shows like Progress, which is unbelievable great. So when you see, like, for example, the opener today.
Well, I was going to ask you, because the opener was Callum Newman and Nick Wayne.
Insane.
I mean, how are you meant to follow that? But you went out second with Mike Bird.
That's what we should do. I'll come back in 5 years time.
But you did have the challenge, didn't you, Axel? And you went out there with Mike Bird, and you did follow it, but you gave him a completely different story, a completely different type of wrestling match. And by the end of it, you had the fans as hooked as they were during that first match, and you went out there and did it your way.
Yeah, to circle back to my friend over there, the different variety on in-ring styles. So we cannot do what they do. They probably maybe can do what we do, but probably not. So that's different, like, two types of styles. So it would be insane for us. Let's try to top that with what they do, because we can't. We can't. Simple as that. So in that case, we looked at each other and said, all right, like, let's follow that. Why not? There's the competition. That's a legit competition in professional wrestling, not only in the ring, but also as who outperforms who, right? They had their moments in the match. We had our moments in the match. Sometimes, and whoa, awesome, holy shit, I don't know, or something, haha, and that's entertaining. So that's two different kind of styles, and you just follow up with what you can do best. And in that case, we did it with technical wrestling, or we did it with like some characteristic stuff. Take a little bit like the piss with do some forward.
There was some funny games in there as well.
But then
one or
also
two cartwheels.
Finding back to like our bread and butter, and that is strong style wrestling, technical mat wrestling, and a lot of fun with that.
And you two guys have very similar styles. You guys have never worked before. You've met maybe briefly years ago, but like that's the first time touching, and you guys like went out there following again two bastarding young children who are fucking incredible, which annoys me. Break their legs. Let's break their legs. But because you're following them, you went out and did something completely unique to what the rest of the show was going to be as well. And then you listened to how the crowd were responding, and you both were almost in one mind, which I think is incredible. But Mike Bird's experiences and your experiences are both different, and yet incredibly similar. It was awesome.
And I
love
want
that.
a rematch.
Yeah,
I want a rematch.
Yes.
And I think that's something that you
round system match.
suggest it to Progress
Challenge.
Management. Suggest it to Progress Management, Lee, if you're watching. But like I say, you went out there and you read the crowd, and that obviously tells in the experience of yourself and Mike. But the other intriguing thing was after the match, it appears, gentlemen, that we've seen the reformation of Sanity, but in a Progress ring. Now, I've got to be honest with you, I was a huge mark for you two in NXT, WWE. I still am, of course.
Good lads.
I still am, of course. But honestly, that must be a bit of a thrill for you two, getting the chance to team up again in a different environment in front of different fans. And I've got to say, the Progress Tag Division is one of the hottest in the world. For you two gents to be a part of that must be pretty exciting. Axel, give us your thoughts, my friend. Firstly, teaming with this gentleman all over again, but in a different environment. Progress this time.
Since the day we tagged the last time as Sanity in WWE, a lot of things changed, but something will never change, and that is our friendship. That's our brotherhood we have built up over all those years, and it's still day one. So, but now there's a threat to the tag team division here in Progress that not only a well-oiled machine will enter this division and will challenge everybody. There's also the thing that we have the chance to mix it up again.
Yeah.
That we tagged before in Progress. We had 2 matches. We won those matches, but now undefeated. But now we have the chance for officially going into the ring and just present ourselves not as those have tagged before, let's get it in tag match. No, let's make it a unit again. Let's make it a team again, and let's kick some asses as a team again.
Yeah, 100%. And
just to touch on that, our goal would be, with all these incredible tag teams here, like Sunshine Machine, 0121. Smoking Aces, they like us, Jim. They're cunts, but we kind of like them. There's so many incredible teams kicking around here, and also other ones around Britain and Ireland. There's so much kicking around right now, and we would love to be able to get right in amongst that, get those fucking titles, and make them world traveling tag team titles. You know what I mean? That's what we are, and that's what we want to do.
Yeah, absolutely. And Super Strong Style around the corner, gentlemen. Obviously, we've got the Super Strong Style 16 tournament to look forward to. Maybe you guys will be a part of that, but we've also got WXW is going to be part of Super Strong Style weekend, so that's quite exciting, Axel. So a lot of faces that you're familiar with that will be coming over for that weekend in a couple of months' time. You must be excited for that, and the partnership with WXW.
I'm super excited with that. WXW is my home promotion in Germany. Same as Progress is my home promotion in the UK. So I'm super excited that both come together. That probably WXW comes over as the guest this time in the home of Progress Wrestling 2 Superstar of Supercard of Strong Style. Strong Style tournament. Yeah, it's too many words. And
Back
it's
of
too
the
late.
net. It is too many words.
In that case, it will be a pretty exciting weekend for sure, and also to showcase WXW a bit, because I know a lot of the lads here, a lot of the fans of professional wrestling, they come to, for example, a 16-carat tournament, which is in 2 weeks, by the way.
Yeah.
It's this time of recording. So, but then let's have some German fellows come over here. Just to witness the beauty of Progress Wrestling.
We got to see Maggot come over recently, and Maggot fit in like a
man. He's awesome.
Took to Progress like a duck to water.
He's a proper fan favourite in Progress for sure.
Yeah, but so many others right now.
That's the beauty of those two companies. And I'm very proud to be a part of both. But not everybody has the chance to wrestle at WXW. Also not Progress, because simply the locker room is full of amazing talents. So you do not want to replace those guys who put their work and effort and blood, sweat and tears in just to become a regular part of the roster. So, but now you can mix it up maybe. I'm not saying like something like an innovation store and whatever, but it's like the thing that you see a different roster, you see a different card. There are probably some guys who are a regular progress guy on that
little
card
bit of
for
fantasy
WXW,
booking here.
but also
Yeah.
what's happening maybe for the Super Strong Star tournament, right? What's happening there? Are there some of the WXW guys in there?
Whoa.
Because
He's
they're
a spoiler.
already here,
He's giving
so
us spoilers.
you know, so no spoilers, but like just just give you an idea and alteration, maybe just get you a little bit excited.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've got to ask you then, Damo, just to wrap up this interview, you unfortunately lost your Atlas Gold tonight
This bastard
to
young people, it's always the fucking young people.
Break his leg.
But
I should have broke his leg.
but like I say, I don't know if this is your first taste of RKJ today, but hell of an athlete. I think he's still in his early 20s, been around the scene for a while, part of the legendary Knight family. What's it like to be in there with a talent like RKJ, besides the fact you want to break his legs? But like I say, an incredible attitude to put on. And I like the dynamics between the two of you, of course, but an incredible talent.
No, he's unbelievable. Listen, I wrestled his dad, his uncle. I've been on shows with his auntie, his grandmother, his grandfather. Literally all of them at different times in my career. So, of course, the next thing is to wrestle him, RKJ. And I wrestled him a couple of times now, and he gets better. Like, so we wrestled 2 years ago, and I thought, he's pretty good. And I was like, okay, that's, I can see why people, are getting behind him. Then I wrestled him a couple of weeks ago in Dublin, and we tore the roof off the place. And I was like, okay, this kid has just went from being good to being, holy shit, he's ready to do something special. And then you saw again tonight. That's the next level. He's able to get that he's able to reach that other limit, that maybe others can't just yet, and which is to be 23 years old. He's got the brain of a 35-year-old. We were talking about this backstage. Like, he does not talk to us like he's a young man. When I was 23, I was a fucking idiot. You know what I mean? So getting to talk to this fella and get to understand him, you're like very mature. He really knows what he wants from life, from wrestling, from everything else. And it shows in his work. It shows in his character. And he brings it. Listen, he's incredible what he does. And if anybody's going to... I said that somebody special would have to beat me. Somebody would have to be very special. And maybe RKJ is the most special.
Yeah, absolutely. But gentlemen, it's been a pleasure speaking to you for the last 10 minutes or so. Thank you very much. And we really look forward to seeing what SANITY can bring to the tag team ranks of Progress. And of course, with Super Strong Style, what you might be able to do individually in 2023. But Axel and Damo, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Our pleasure. Woo!